Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Broken Sword Shadows of the Templars. We've just found a manuscript that is all about the Templars. We've actually left it in Nico's apartment, just behind us. But we're going to go to, if we head off screen here, we're going to go to, which should be a new place, the Musikroon, the Kroon Museum. And we'll head in. And we'll be able to have a look around here. I do remember some of this. If we speak to this guy first.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Labino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Labino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Okay, let's talk about the Templars first.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Labino.
Okay, let's see if he knows.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
I could go through all of these, but
thanks
I'm not
for your help.
Going to.
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Okay, so we have an Iron Maiden, we have a totem pole, and we have this tripod.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory.
Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Okay, I seem to remember we need to open the window here. We need to do it while he's looking away.
Don't open. Don't open.
So you need to wait until he's moved away. Just carry on in here, because it seems to remember you need to open the window. And you need to push the totem pole over. And you need to hide in here until it's night time. There we go. And then he comes over to close it, and you have to go over whilst he's closing the window. You need to get into the sarcophagus. So do that again. So now we can jump into the sarcophagus, hopefully.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Try once more. He jumps to there. Maybe you need to go back out and come back in, because it's too fast.
Do you have a fetish?
I just love the smell of mothballs, I guess. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
See if he says anything different now.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever it was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Thanks
Okay.
for your help.
So can we see if we can poke it?
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No, no.
Okay.
Now.
What's wrong?
You must not.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's try this again. Let's head out and come back in. So now let's try it again. See, he's jumped over to there. And now he's closed it and he jumps over to here.
No, monsieur.
So I think
Okay.
what we might be able to do is not use this straight away. Now he's jumped back over there.
Don't.
So maybe we need to wait for him to move away from there. Is that little place bugged? Let's see what he does. Is he going to do anything else? 'Cause he did move around here before. You can see the clipping in his feet as well. And try and push this again.
Don't. Don't.
Okay, you're looking away. Right, let's head out. One more try. I want to try and push this instead. No?
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Oh, this is really annoying. I know what I need to do. I don't know if this is a bug in the game or if I've missed something yet. Because by the time I get over here, the window's closed.
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Let's try again. Let's push the set the alarm off instead. Or can we talk to him instead?
Now, what did I tell you about?
Was it you can touch all you want so long as your hands are clean?
Not quite, monsieur. It was do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can we talk
Pardon
to him
me.
now?
Oui, monsieur.
Would you like
Let's
to
see if we can
shake my
check him.
hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers. Thanks for your
Okay.
help.
So let's head over here. Right, we're in. Good.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
What? Okay, there is something I've missed. So, where do we go to now? Let's head back to Nico.
Hi. I've been to the Kroon Museum.
Did you speak to Labino?
No, he wasn't there.
Let's see what she's got to say.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
Straightforward.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a
Very
little girl,
forward.
I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times, warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his scrolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clan's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Didn't realise it would do this. No, we don't need to do this.
Look there.
So, we've been through
There's a
this.
gap between
I think you have to go
another
through all of
night
these.
through. There's a but the
So how do we get out?
There's a... but the...
Right, good.
I found the
And
tripod.
Tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marn.
I have heard of Loch Marn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Belota case. If you really think Picram's gem is important, why don't you visit Loch Marn?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly? That is... Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay. I have to apologise now to all of my Irish friends. Because I remember this. And this is so horrifically stereotypical Irish. That it's quite painful, to be honest. Let's have a look. A few hours later.
I passed the castle on the way into Loch Marn. The castle where Pegram's excavation was located.
Just wait until you hear some of the Irish accents in this. It's like Americans trying to be Irish. Especially this guy.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
It's so painful. I don't know if... Actually, no, this is worse than Piermont. Than Lady Piermont. Far worse.
I'm George Stobbart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run. From me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks. Every last penny. Down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother. Bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I. See what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his
He
face
sounds
told me he
scouse.
wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for...
He actually sounds scouse.
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Oh, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Marn.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the
Cheap joke
castle?
about sausages,
No
though.
fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on me arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is.
It may
The
be
bloody
worth going
place is
through all
haunted.
this.
Do you know a man called
At
Pegram?
least we know
Can you
that there's
describe
something
him
there.
like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
I'm not going to ask him about a clown.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. Did this clown see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one but then. While he's in...
My God.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
You gotta love the stereotypes. I wish there was actual music playing. I seem to remember there used to be music in
He
here.
wasn't listening.
Oh, is it because I've got... I'm just going to turn the music up a bit, actually. Go to audio. See if we can turn the music up a bit. Oh, it's very, very quiet. You can just hear it in the background.
He wasn't... Hello there. My name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh no, I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable institution. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea. With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh yes, they were arrested and many were burnt at the stake.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
How can I get into the castle?
But those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobbart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Okay, so apparently we have to find a way into a castle.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
MacLeod? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No.
Oh no.
Thank the Lord for that.
We'll keep on these guys'
Goodbye
good
for
side.
now. It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
Let's talk to this guy.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets of my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Let's go through some of these things.
What does this red nose suggest to you?
Blood.
Why's that?
I used to bleed a lot when I was a kid. Every time there was a playground scrap, I'd end up with a bloody nose. I wouldn't have minded, but I wasn't even involved in the scraps.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
Nothing.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
Check out this pass.
Thomas Merlin? No, never heard of him.
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone. Ever seen this towel before?
Doesn't it belong on the bar?
Very observant, Fitzgerald. See you later.
So we could try and get a non-alcoholic, well, an alcoholic drink and tell him that it's non-alcoholic. Let's talk to the barman.
Top of the morning to you.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the undertaker comes to collect him.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
So we just downed a pint of real ale. I do like real ale, actually. There's a system in the UK called CAMRA, an organisation which is a campaign for real ale. There's a load of different CAMRA pubs or public houses all over the place, and they serve various different real ales.
Do you know a man called
Very
Pegram?
nice.
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Oh no, I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
We might need that.
I gotta be going.
So we found out all we can from him. Let's head back outside. And I seem to remember. We can head out. Let's have a look up here. Talk to this guy.
Do you speak English? Well, no. What if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice. What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Older than that, apparently.
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
I can't read that little writing.
I have to go now.
Okay, so we can't. Can we try this door? Let's have a look at this. There's a bit more to this scene.
Pushing with all my strength got me nowhere. They didn't budge. I really need to start working out.
I do remember some things about this part of the game. Like if we go to here.
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
We can use the sewer thing on here? Nope. Let's try a few of these different things. Nope. Let's try and open this.
I tugged at the trapdoor.
That's locked from the inside, okay? So remember we have to go down into the cellar over here. Doesn't look like there's anything else down there. So head back in. There's a couple more people to talk to in here. And also I'm going to turn down the music again. Just a little bit. So we haven't spoken to this guy yet, and we haven't properly spoken to this guy yet either.
Hi there, old-timer.
What?
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
Not sure what this symbol
What's
is.
that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
So a crazy old guy in the bar.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko.
That's what the kid outside told me.
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still...
You can't.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
So he believes in the ghosts.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
Sounds more like a crow. Or a raven.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Okay.
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
Hey, would you like to shake my... I'll see you later.
Okay, it's just this guy here we haven't spoken to.
Hi, my name's Stobbart, George Stobbart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Just noticed he puts his thing down on the bar whenever... Puts that wire down on the table. When he coughs. So that might be something we can steal from him.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology part. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavoured condoms, more likely.
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick.
Same again. Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week. Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
That's
Yeah.
right. Professor Stobbart, Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist. And you're asking us about the castle?
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement?
Bye for now.
Let's come out of that. Talk to Sean again. Did I see a second little ping here? He's got this ping on the table. Doesn't look like.
Mr. Fitzgerald? Doyle told me you definitely worked at the... He's seen you there. You might as well admit it.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here!
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
Clipping through the table there.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem. Hey! I just seen a big red...
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy maker.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Well, let's head back out.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful... Would you look at that, says I. And I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass. But the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and into an awful wallop he goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Hey, Maguire.
What?
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry
So
to
we know
disappoint you,
that
kid,
Khan
but I'm not.
picked up 2 costumes at the shop in Paris. One was the clown mask, one was a clown costume, and one was a pixie costume. In this case, a leprechaun costume.
Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight.
We saw in the cutscene there, but it actually fell down into the cellar.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
I pushed the switch down. but in doing so it snapped off in my hand. I tugged at the trap. It was a trap door in the... It was a trap...
Have a look down there. So now when we go back in... I seem to remember you have to... flick this. You have to do something with this.
It was impossible to return this...
Let's talk to the barman again, because you have to get the fridge to turn off, so you can tell him that you're an electrician, but you need to go down into the cellar to be able to fix something.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir.
Yeah, please.
That's the secret. Each barrel is lovingly suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer. When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Okay.
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug.
So I think this is where we need this steel bit. We can use that as a fuse. Just wait until he coughs again. Anytime today. So he drinks. And he coughs. Come on, pick it up. Yay.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire.
So now, I think we should be able to use that with this. And really dodgily change the fuse in it.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Okay, so we can go down into the cellar.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Okay, so there should be something we can do. I can't see here if there's anything else. Try and lift it up.
I pulled the lever and the bolt...
Right, I think we might have to do that. And
I
then
pushed the lever and...
head outside. And now come down from here. There we go.
I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone tile.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
That was close. So now we can head
Now I
down
could
here
see.
and
I
notice some
spotted
light.
Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking...
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Okay, what else can we get down here?
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
Not sure what else to do down here. Doesn't look like there's anything else.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream.
Seems like that's something you can do.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
So we now have a soaked...
It was a rectangle of toweling printed with the words, Nagopaline Stout builds body. The towel was soaked through with water.
Not sure what that does for us. Still to him again.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir?
Look, I gotta be going.
Nope, nothing new there.
Hi, it's
Talk
me
to this
again.
guy.
So I see. What?
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Okay. Doesn't seem very concerned.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle. His own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why,
So
there's
we'll
no
say we
problem.
can
You're
guard it.
right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
By contemplate, we mean climb.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland. I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went back several inches into the rock.
So here we can use the sewer thing.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step. I tugged at the lifting key and found it was held quite securely.
So now we can go in. So we have a goat. We can go back out here. How do I get past the goat again? Is it? It's something to do with this. Ah, we just moved this.
The rope by which the goat was tethered
Right.
had become tangled on the old plowshare.
It was the only thing you could actually do in this place anyway, so. And now we can just go down here. Another cutscene.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it. I reached into the
trowel.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand. As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Okay, and so this is where we need the plaster of Paris and this wet beer cloth.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled. The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Don't think there's anything else we need to do with that. We should just be able to pick it up.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
So now we have this, we can place back there.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Let's head on in. Did I skip that? Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave this episode. I thought there would be a bit of a longer cutscene in there, but didn't seem to be. So yeah, this is where I'm going to leave this. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.